Yeah. Hi everyone. Today we'll discuss about what are the softwares that are required to work with Angular. Softwares that are required. Softwares that are required to develop the application Angular. Angular is a framework which is used to develop dynamic web application. So what are the softwares that are required for Angular and how to install that softwares we'll try to discuss. So one by one we'll see. First of all, you have to install node.js. First of all, you need to install node.js. So what is node.js? Node.js is a runtime environment for Angular. Generally, day by day, what happen? It is a node.js is a runtime environment. For example, day by day, the scope of JavaScript, the demand of JavaScript is gradually increased. When you develop any web application is a multi-user application. Is it clear? Once after developing any web application, we have to deploy that application on the server so that multiple users can access that application via browser and internet. Is it clear? So multiple users will communicate with server to access the application. So in olden days, what happened? Total application code will execute on server. So unnecessarily burden on the server will be increased. If you develop any application either by using Java or .NET or Python, total application code will execute on server. So unnecessarily burden on server. So to reduce the burden on server, the solution is code must execute on browser. The only one solution is JavaScript. JavaScript is a scripting language. JavaScript code will execute on browser. Is it clear? So slowly the demand of JavaScript is increased. But the problem with JavaScript is there is no separate runtime environment for JavaScript. Like if you're from Java background, you have a separate runtime environment JRE, which internally consists of JVM plus JIT compiler. Is it clear? Some JIT compiler. If you're from .NET background, you have a runtime environment called CLR to execute the .NET programs. Similarly, day by day, when the demand of JavaScript is increased, Node.js was introduced. Node.js is a runtime environment for JavaScript. Node.js is responsible to run the JavaScript code even on web server also. Is it clear? So simply I can tell Node.js is runtime environment. Node.js is what? Runtime environment. Node.js will exist only at the time of application development. Is it clear? Generally, when you develop any application Angular, total Angular application code will execute on browser only. Only one time the code will be available on server. When the user will interact, the total application code will be loaded in browser. And if you want to access the data purpose, again it will go to the server. That we'll see later. So in order to run the whenever we run the here, actually when you develop any application Angular application consists of three types of files. Actually, Angular application, when you develop any application Angular application consists of three types of files. Actually, one is basically .html files, other one is .css files, another one is .ts file. .ts is TypeScript file. Is it clear? In order to run the Angular project, actually, in order to run the Angular project, we have to type some command. The command is ngserv space -o. Is it? Today we'll discuss what are the softwares that are required for Angular. First, install Node.js. Is it clear? So Node.js is a runtime environment. Node.js is responsible to run your particular programs even on TypeScript programs and all the other things. Node.js will be used only at the time of development of the application. That's it. So if you want to run the Angular application, you have to type this command ngserv space -o. So whenever we run the above command, what will happen? Node.js will run .ts files and it will convert all the TypeScript files into JavaScript files. And internally, it will perform a concept called bundling and minification concept will happen. Bundling means some grouping of some set of files into a single file. That is called as bundling. Generally, for example, if you download, instead of downloading the individual songs, if you want to download any songs, 5 songs from the internet, you have to click 5 times the download button. So instead of downloading the individual songs, what to do? You can download the zip file at a time. So bundling is nothing but grouping some set of files, because one application consists of lot of files will be there. If you develop any application, let us assume some 100 HTML files are there, some 100 CSS files are there, some 50 TypeScript files are there. Now these all files are available. Now group these all files into a single file. Means all TypeScript files into a single file. That is done by Node.js. Is it clear? That is called as bundling. Bundling means grouping some set of files into a single file. Minification means it is a process of reducing the size of the file. Is it clear? So these all will be done by Node.js, and finally Node.js will convert your total Angular project into a zip file. And finally, once when the application development is completed, we have to deploy this zip file on the web servers. Any servers we can deploy. So Node.js is a runtime environment for Angular. So first of all, the software that are required for Angular is first to install Node.js. So how to install Node.js? Let us see. Just go to node.js. Just go to Google. Otherwise, it is better you can go to Google, and there you can type node.js. Node.js, because here you can just download the Node.js. Is it clear? Here you can see nodejs.org. Here you can see Node.js is a runtime environment. Here you can download the current version. The current version of Node.js is 16.2. I'm trying to download. It's very easy to download. Download the Node.js. Software is a lot of software setup is required to work with Angular. First, we need to install Node.js. Node.js is only responsible to execute your Angular application. It is responsible to run your Angular application, and it will provide some set of it will provide some services to develop the application also. It is like a runtime environment. So double click. Just very easy to install. Next, finish. No need to keep any software. Just every software you can get from Google. Welcome to Node.js setup wizard. First of all, we have to check whether Node.js was installed or not. If Node.js was not installed, we need to install it. Is it clear? It will take some time, I think. Please wait while the setup wizard prepares. So the software that are required to work with Angular, I will tell the software. See, instead of writing all these things, first we need to install Node.js, and then we need to did you understood, everyone? We need to install Node.js, and then we need to check whether Node.js was installed or not. Wait 1 minute. Are you following? Let us see here. Oh, sorry. Yeah. The software first I'll write here, you see. First install Node.js, and then check whether Node.js was installed or not. Check whether Node.js was installed or not. Step number 3, install npm. Sorry, I think npm also will install along with Node.js. Here you can write step number 3, check whether npm was installed or not. I will tell what is npm. That is step number 3. Step number 4, install TypeScript. Lot of software setup is required. Install TypeScript. Step number 5, check whether TypeScript was installed or not. Check whether TypeScript was installed or not. These are all the commands that are required to work with Angular. Check whether TypeScript was installed or not. Next, install Angular CLI. Install Angular CLI. That is step number 6. Step number 7, check whether Angular CLI was installed or not. These are all the software setup for Angular. Check whether Angular CLI was installed or not. Command line interface, I'll explain. And then we need to install Visual Studio Code. These are the steps we have to follow while working with Angular, Sublime, or any other editor, IDE, to develop the application. So Node.js is a runtime environment. So just go to your nodejs.org, click on current version, and then here you can install the Node.js setup. Very simple. Click on next button, accept the license agreement, click on next button, install. Very easy. Click on S button. So it will take some time. Firstly only it will install the Node.js. Node.js is a runtime environment for Angular. What is the URL? This is the URL for Node.js. Just go to Google and type node.js. It will always better to install the current version. Are you following? Still, it will take some time. So Node.js is a runtime environment. Without Node.js, you cannot develop the Angular application. You cannot run the Angular application. First software you have to install is Node.js only. Is it clear? And then we have to check whether Node.js is installed or not. Open the command prompt. And there you can type one command, node space -v. Press enter. Is it clear? Don't open your regular command prompt, open your Node.js command prompt. So whenever you install Node.js, then automatically Node.js command prompt also will be available. It will take some time because here it is not at, yeah, now installation is completed, finish. Very good. Let us see here, open Node.js, node.js command prompt. Here you see. So whenever we install Node.js, then automatically Node.js command prompt also will be installed. And here, in order to check whether Node.js was installed or not, you have to type some command. Node space -v. Node space -v. It will display the version of the Node.js -v. So Node.js version 16.2 was installed, the latest version. Are you following, everyone? And then you must know about what is npm. Very, very important. Npm is nothing but node package manager. Node package manager. Generally, whenever you want to create any project in Angular, actually Angular is very complicated. Lot of files are available in Angular. When you develop any application Angular, lot of files, mostly HTML files will be there, CSS files will be there, TypeScript files will be there, some JSON files will be there, some hundreds of files are available. So it is very difficult for the developer to develop the application Angular manually by writing all the files and everything. So what Angular is happening means, developer, you don't write the code manual everything, just you write one command. Simply by writing that command, the Angular project will be automatically created. Simply command is enough. One simple command is enough. And all the modules, predefined packages, modules that are required for your to develop the application Angular, to run the Angular application are provided in npm. Node package manager. It is something like Java people, you have Maven repository. You will bring all the jar files, required jar files by registering in pom.xml. So all the dependencies that are required for your particular project will be available. In the similar manner, in Angular also, all the node modules will come. npm is the largest library, node package manager. Did you understood? npm is responsible to download the Angular. npm will provide services to the Angular and many more JavaScript frameworks. So whatever the support that is required for Angular will be provided by npm only, node package manager. So we have to install this. npm also will come along with Node.js. So whenever we install Node.js, first Node.js will install, and then Node.js command prompt will be available, and then npm is also available. In order to check whether npm is available or not, you have to type some command, npm space -v. That's the command to check whether npm, which version is available. npm space -v. Node package manager. Here you see 7.13. That is the version of npm. Did you understood? First install Node.js, node space -v. Next install npm, npm space -v. There are a lot of commands are required in Angular. Softwares that are required to develop the application Angular. First install Node.js, then check whether Node.js was installed or not. Then check whether npm was installed or not. Then install TypeScript. In order to install TypeScript, you can type some command, npm space install space -g space TypeScript. Means you are installing TypeScript from npm, node package manager. It is the largest library. It is like a forum mall. In forum mall, all the items are available. You can see the malls now. Groceries are available. Some clothing is available. Everything is available. Whatever you want, you can collect. Similarly, npm also provides the support to work with Angular. All the third-party services, which softwares you want, you can get from that particular npm just by typing some command. Even Angular also you have to download from npm only. This is the command to get TypeScript. So npm install space -g. Is it? Let us see here. Press enter here. node package manager npm. So it will take some time to install TypeScript. First install node.js and then check whether node.js was installed or not. Then check whether npm was installed or not. And then install the TypeScript. Here added one package and added two packages in 9 seconds. Is it clear? Now check whether TypeScript was installed or not. Here I think already it is there. Let us say anyway. If any already TypeScript is available in my system, any new modules are provided, that will be added. Check whether TypeScript was installed or not. So what is the syntax to check means tsc space -v. tsc means TypeScript compiler. TypeScript is a programming language similar like your Java or .NET, C#. Very simple language. It supports all the features of a programming language. Whoops. It supports both functional programming and object-oriented programming. tsc space -v. You can see the version of TypeScript 4.3.2. I am telling the software that are required to work with Angular. Okay, na? First install Node.js. Then check whether Node.js, when you install Node.js, automatically Node.js command prompt also will be available. And then check whether Node.js is installed or not. Check whether Node.js is installed or not. And then check whether npm was installed or not. This is the command to check whether npm was installed or not. Install TypeScript. This is the command. Check whether TypeScript was installed or not. And then you have to install Angular CLI. CLI means command line interface. Everything you can get from npm only. npm is like a largest library. .NET students, you have NuGet package manager will be there. Similarly, Java students, you have Maven repository is there. Similarly, Angular, you have npm. It will be the largest library. It supports nearly more than 86,000 plus node modules, packages, predefined functionalities, JavaScript related libraries, and everything will be available. Whatever you want, you can directly get from npm. Are you following, everyone? So install Angular CLI. What is the command to install Angular CLI? Just type one command: npm space install space -g space @angular/CLI. This is a simple command /CLI. CLI means command line interface. So directly for debugging, testing of Angular application is very easy. Console window will be available. So press enter. It will take some time. Lot of time it will take to install Angular CLI. Is it clear? Command line interface. Okay, it will take some time. Install node.js. Check whether node.js was installed or not. Check whether npm was installed or not. Install TypeScript. Check whether TypeScript was installed or not. tsc space -v. Is it clear? Install Angular CLI. Check whether Angular CLI was installed or not. Is it clear? So these all are the files that are software setup is only somewhat lengthy in Angular. Are you following? Application development is a very beautiful architecture. Angular is a framework which is used to develop dynamic single page web applications. Is it clear? The main complaint in traditional web application development in Angular is in traditional web application development, total application code executing on server. In Angular, total application code executing on maximum code will execute on browser only. Install Angular CLI. Are you following, everyone? Yes. So this is the command npm space install space -g space @angular/CLI. Because this main reason of creating this live is because many people will get confusion how to install the software. That is the reason I'm creating, because so many days people are asking. So npm install space g @angular/CLI. Now check whether Angular CLI was installed or not. Open the command prompt and here you can type ng space v. Press enter. You can see the version of Angular. Yes. Here you got Angular CLI version. Angular CLI 12 came. Okay, no problem. Node version came. npm version came. Operating system came. The complete information of the Angular came here. But you understood it? These are the commands that are required. What is the syntax to check whether Angular CLI was installed or not? ng space v. First install node.js. Check whether node.js was installed or not. Check whether npm was installed or not. Install Typescript. Check whether Typescript was installed or not. Install Angular CLI. Check whether Angular CLI was installed or not. Install Visual Studio Code or Sublime. Lot of softwares are there. Visual Studio Code is a Microsoft product. It is already there. Okay, no problem. If you want, you can just go to Google and you can type Visual Studio Code free download, or Visual Studio Code download. You can type. Very simple. It is similar like your MS Office only. It is like IDE. Visual Studio Code is an IDE, integrated development environment, to develop the application. If you want to develop which operating system you want, you can download for Windows. It is an IDE. Okay, if you wanted like Eclipse, like STS for Java students to develop the Java program, you'll install Eclipse now. You'll install STS now. Like you have Eclipse and STS. .NET students, you have Visual Studio Editor. In the similar manner, Angular developers, you can use mostly Visual Studio Code is very popular. Very simple. Next, finish. That's it. Already have Visual Studio Code. So these are the software setup for Angular. Is it clear? Now see, let us see here. I'll try to open my Visual Studio Code. It understood. I'll try to open Visual Studio Code. So this is my Visual Studio Code. See, lot of project setup came here automatically. I think it is somewhat test Angular, some demo project came with a lot of files. Whatever the file you see, 3 types of files only will be there. One is HTML file, other one is CSS, another one is TS file. Like lot of files are available. Did you understood? We'll see how to create a project in Angular. All these things we'll see. Are you following? But these are the softwares that are required to develop the application Angular. First install node.js, then check whether node.js was installed or not. Then check whether npm was installed or not. Then install Typescript. Check whether Typescript was installed or not. Check whether Angular CLI was installed or not. Install Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code or Sublime. Lot of third-party softwares are there. Is it clear? That's it. Thank you. For more videos, try to subscribe to my